Why do those called to a higher purpose often face the strongest battles with lust? It's a struggle that many avoid talking about, yet it happens more often than we think. The reasons behind it might surprise you. If you're struggling with this silent battle, you're not alone. In fact, the Bible explains why this happens. Let's uncover the truth behind this hidden struggle. Throughout the Bible, some of God's most anointed people faced powerful temptations. Think of King David, a man after God's own heart, who fell into lust with Bathsheba, or Samson, a man of great strength, whose weakness for Delilah led to his downfall. Even today, those chosen by God are not free from this struggle. Why does lust seem to target those set apart for greatness? It's not just about human weakness, it's a spiritual battle. The enemy knows exactly who to attack. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 10 verses 3-4, "For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds." This means that lust isn't just a physical temptation, it's a spiritual attack aimed at those with a divine calling. The enemy knows that if he can corrupt the purity of a chosen one, he can slow down or stop God's purpose for their life. But why does this struggle hit so hard? Here are 5 key reasons. 1. Spiritual sensitivity increases temptation. Those who are spiritually gifted have a heightened awareness of both God's presence and the enemy's attacks. With a greater calling comes greater opposition. Lust is one of the enemy's most effective tools to pull chosen ones away from their divine path. The more spiritually aware a person is, the more intense the temptation can be. The enemy knows that if he can entangle them in lust, he can weaken their spiritual strength, distract them from their purpose, and even derail their destiny. 2. Isolation creates hidden struggles. Chosen ones often walk a path of solitude, set apart for a divine purpose that few can understand. While this separation allows for spiritual growth, it can also lead to deep loneliness and vulnerability. Without strong accountability and meaningful spiritual connections, lust can become a silent battle, growing in secrecy. The enemy thrives in isolation, using it to trap chosen ones in cycles of temptation, guilt, and shame. The lack of open discussion and support makes it even harder to break free, causing many to struggle in silence. 3. A high calling brings greater attacks. The greater the calling, the fiercer the spiritual warfare. Lust is not just a natural human weakness. It is a calculated attack from the enemy, designed to drain chosen ones of their spiritual strength, distract them from their divine mission, and distance them from God. Many great leaders, prophets, and spiritual warriors have fallen because they underestimated this battle. The enemy understands that even the strongest warriors can be brought down if their flesh is left unguarded. Lust is a weapon he uses repeatedly, knowing that it can break even those with the greatest anointing if they are not vigilant and spiritually disciplined. For emotional wounds open the door. Many chosen ones carry deep emotional wounds: rejection, abandonment, betrayal, and past heartbreaks. These unhealed scars leave openings for the enemy to attack. When someone is emotionally broken, they long for comfort, validation, and love. The enemy deceives them by offering lust as a false remedy, a temporary escape that only deepens the wound. Lust provides a counterfeit intimacy, a fleeting pleasure that masks the pain but never truly heals it. Without inner healing and restoration from God, lust becomes a destructive cycle, feeding emptiness with sin and leading to deeper guilt, shame, and spiritual bondage. Until the root wounds are addressed, the battle against lust will persist. 5. Strong spiritual gifts come with a weak flesh. Many chosen ones have powerful spiritual gifts, but they are still human. The flesh is weak, and without consistent discipline, prayer, fasting, and renewing the mind, the battle against lust becomes stronger. The greater the anointing, the greater the need for self-control. Without actively strengthening their spirit, chosen ones can easily fall into patterns of lustful thoughts and actions. Lust is a battle many chosen ones face in secret, but victory is possible. Through spiritual discipline, accountability, and healing, they can overcome the struggle and walk fully in their divine purpose. The enemy's goal is to keep them trapped, but God's power is always greater. As James 4 verse 7 says, "Submit yourselves to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." The question is, will they fight or will they fall?